Well, it was always going to be damage limitation, I suppose, but you went out there and got a couple of laps in. What's the plan for the race tomorrow with your penalty?
Well, I mean, we knew more or less before qualifying already that we were going to start from the back of the grid. So I think from our side, the main focus is to try and get the best out of the race tomorrow, even though we know it's probably going to be difficult to overtake for us. I still think, over a long race, a lot of things can happen, and then hopefully tomorrow we have a bit of a better day and can do something.
Is it still a case of data gathering for the team?
Well, it always is, I think. Every weekend we're learning a bit more about the car. I mean, it's we know that when we came here there wasn't much new on the car, so we expected kind of to have another difficult weekend, and I think the result today is more or less as the start of the season.
Do you think, or do Honda know what the issue is, or do McLaren know what the issue is with the MG UK and the problems you guys keep having? Have they managed to put a fix in, or are you just hopeful that the next one doesn't go?
I don't know, to be honest. I think that's probably a question for Honda to answer if they, the updates they brought this weekend, if they work. I mean, so far I think we haven't had any MGUH related problems. So, but yeah, we still need to wait and see, and it's probably a better question for them.
Hi, we saw you get blocked by Hulkenberg, and then we saw the overall times at the end. Just talk me through that. Did the Hulkenberg incident affect you at all, and then how have you ended up in P4 today?
Well, definitely not. I mean, it takes a lot more than that to affect me. So, no, I mean, I got my gap. Didn't matter because I wasn't doing a first lap. He was obviously doing a first lap. And I just wasn't quick enough today. So I have to go back to drawing boards and try and figure out why. But, tomorrow's still all to play for, and at least I'm still up in there with the mixed. And it was all the last sector. I lose half a second just in the last sector. So there's some work to do.
Valtteri was losing the time in that last sector as well. What is it you're not getting from the car you need through there?
I don't know. That's what we need to look at. Just that's where all the mistakes happen. So.
Some homework tonight. 2 of the 3 wins here have come from pole, so it's going to be a job to take that win tomorrow. But are you confident to still do it?
Well, Ferrari are quickest, obviously today in quali and generally during race trim. So it'll be interesting to see where we stand tomorrow. But of course, my goal is to try and get forwards. Long run yesterday was pretty poor as well, so for me. So I'm hoping tomorrow's better.
Congratulations to the top 3 qualifiers for this weekend's Russian Grand Prix. In 3rd place, Valtteri Bottas for Mercedes. In 2nd, Kimi Räikkönen for Ferrari. And taking the 47th pole position of his career and his first since the Singapore Grand Prix in 2015, Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian, it was an incredibly tight battle at the front, and a last-minute do-or-die effort from you seemed to make the difference. Talk us through the session.
Yeah, I had a good, let's say, a good start to the session, to qualifying this afternoon, and I was feeling reasonably comfortable. And then I think in Q2 I lost a little bit the rhythm. So my final run in Q2, which I thought will just give me enough of an idea for Q3 for the final segment, will put me in place, and it went wrong. I locked up and lost a bit the rhythm, and then in Q3 the first run was not really tidy, so I left it to the end, and got a good lap in, improved I think in the last sector, made up some time compared to my lap before, and knew it will be tight. I knew also that I will be the first one to cross the line, so going quicker than what I saw on the screen before than Kimi, I knew that for now I'm ahead. But then I immediately opened the radio and I asked, well, tell me about the others. And then my race engineer, Ricardo, told me that they are closing the lap. I said, yeah, let me know how the sectors, how the split times. And then the first one I got was Valtteri, who didn't manage to improve. And then, when I got the message that we got it, then obviously I was over the moon. So, big thank you to the team. I think the car was phenomenal this afternoon. It's really a pleasure to take a seat and go around with low fuel and just try and push it to the limit. If you have a rhythm here, it feels fantastic. So I'm glad I got it back, and big thanks to the team. It's a team effort, and it's a great result for us to have both cars in the front row. But it's only part of the job. The main job is obviously tomorrow. But for now, I think, it's an important step. We managed to improve a little bit. Maybe the circuit came our way as well. But it's a very good result, and I'm sure everyone is very happy and very proud. So we'll enjoy that. But in a couple of hours, obviously, start focusing on the race.
Many congratulations. Coming to you, Kimi, your second place gives Ferrari its first front row lockout since the French Grand Prix in 2008. You were so close to Sebastian. How frustrated are you not to be on pole?
Obviously, the aim is to be in the front. Feeling has been a lot better this weekend, and we just got some traffic on the outlap in the last set and couldn't really make the tires work as well as the first run, and it was a bit more tricky, and it was thereabouts, and then I just tried to got it back in the last corner, but obviously it didn't pay off. But yeah, I mean, I'm happier than the previous qualifyings, but obviously I think we had all the tools to be in the front today, but obviously 1-2 for the team is not bad.
Thank you, Kimi. Coming to you, Valtteri, this is the first time this year that a Mercedes hasn't started from pole position. Quite simply, how good is the Mercedes relative to the Ferrari here in Russia?
Well, I think we can clearly see from the result, Ferrari was quicker today. We were close in the end, but not quite enough. And to be honest, all weekend they've had the upper hand, and they've been able to extract much more, especially from the ultra soft tire, and that's what we really struggled yesterday. We made improvements for today, but obviously not quite enough. Still, good team effort to get very close, and we're on the second row. And you know, as always, tomorrow is the day that really counts. And I think second row start here actually is not that of a bad thing. You know, it's a pretty long run into turn one.
Thank you, Valtteri. Coming back to you, Sebastian, is Ferrari back?
From where? I think if you look at the first 3 races, then I think we had a good start to the season. So obviously in qualifying, Mercedes has been very, very strong. As I touched on, maybe the track, maybe how we handle the tires, I don't know. It doesn't matter in the end. We are in front, which is a good thing. And as I said, it's a great achievement. We managed to improve the car a little bit for this race. So I'm sure it will be very close tomorrow, especially over a long run. Valtteri had a good pace yesterday. So we'll see. But as I said, for now, we're full of joy. And I think we're very happy that we're back, at least if you talk about the front row for Saturday. And obviously try and take the momentum into the race tomorrow.
Well, one of the other stars of that show, Felipe Massa joins us now. Felipe, congratulations, 6th position, and you split the Red Bulls.
Yeah, thank you. It was definitely a great qualifying for us. So in the middle of 2 Red Bulls, even Ross Medley told me, I think you can be in the middle of 2 Red Bulls. I said, okay, let's try. And he was right. So I'm happy with the lap. I think we did a good qualifying. The car behaves pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice just to be, fighting with a team that they were quite better than us in the first 3 races. And here we are fighting. The long run on Friday was even better than them. So I think we can fight tomorrow.
On the way out, Daniel was saying that he was worried that you guys did a perfect job. You're going to be there. It's a long run to turn 1. Can you use that Mercedes-Benz power, get in front of him, and then make your car as wide as possible, I guess?
I hope it helps. First of all, you need to have a good start. I am not on the perfect line, but you never know. Maybe if you have a good start, the engine definitely helps for corner 1, corner 2 actually, and yeah, corner 2 sometimes can, many things can happen there. So you need to be really, taking care, but you just pass through corner 3 and then you start your race.
You've been really consistent, it has to be said, this year, Felipe. I think you've started 7th, 6th, 8th and 6th. Now you're the only non-Mercedes, non-Ferrari driver to start every race in the top 8 this season. So clearly that couple of years that you had off during your latest retirement, you really came back refreshed.
Well, I'm happy to be here, and doing a good job. So, as he said, maybe a couple of days ago, so our age is just numbers, and I really hope it is.
You need to get a bit taller though with age.
It won't be possible.
You need to stand up.
Maybe you need to go a bit shorter as well.
I wish. It would have made life a bit easier.
Yeah, Felipe, go well tomorrow. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Okay, let's go hear from Toto Wolff. Undoubtedly, I would have thought, disappointed by today's efforts. Ouch. Ouch, yes.
I thought you were all going to get it together. What happened to these magic engine modes for qualifying?
I think we looked good with Valtteri on the last lap. Tiny little mistake at the end cost him pole position. But we always said it's very tight. If you look at the first 3 cars, they're separated by a couple of hundredths, and yeah, ouch.
And at a circuit where the Mercedes has been dominant.
Yeah, but there plays no reason, because the car is completely new and the tires are new, and you cannot, last year's results give no indication to how it's going to go.
Okay, all right. How's it going to go in the race then?
Well, difficult. The Ferraris were also very strong on warm-ups, slope, and on the race pace. So we have definitely a fight in front of us.
Good luck with it. Thank you.
Daniel, I'm sure when you look at that timing screen, you can see it there over my shoulder. Are you a bit disappointed?
To be honest, I'd rather look at the position than the time. We knew 5th was going to be the highest achievable position in qualifying today. That's what we were coming into the weekend fighting for. So, look, I'm happy to have come out of our little, Red Bull and, I guess, Massa battle with that. So that's all I could do. Obviously, I just looked at the times now, so it's a big one. But we know this circuit's not our strength, and it's obviously not a nice thing to know. But I think last year I was 1.7 off pole, so I'm about 1.8 this year. And, I think 2 races time from now, we actually were on pole. So, look, things can turn around. I'm definitely going to stay positive and, accept the 5th today.
What's the race going to be like for you tomorrow? Can you take advantage of anything here? I know there could be some chaos into turn 1 or turn 2 as it ends up being, but anything else you can hope for tomorrow at all?
I mean, look, obviously we can hope to just stay in the top 5. I think, again, that's got to be our realistic target. Look, I think there'll be a battle. Unfortunately, it'll probably be a battle with the guys I'm around as opposed to the guys in front, but at least for people watching at home, hopefully there's a battle between Mercedes and Ferrari, and they can keep the race for the win exciting.
You can have a battle with the Williams, though, and have some fun.
Yeah, there's... It seems to be we all live in the same building in Monaco, Massa, Verstappen, me, so we might have a little intra-building battle tomorrow. So I don't know, maybe Max can give us his big apartment for the weekend if we beat him.
Got the biggest one.
Him and Felipe, they're doing all right.
You need to upgrade. Brilliant. Thanks very much, Dan.
No worries.
Max, I know you'll be disappointed right now. Just tell me why you're going to start in P7 tomorrow.
Yeah, it was actually very poor from after Q2. I had 2 sets in Q3, but I was already complaining in Q2. The last sector was just losing a lot of grip under braking into 13, so I was losing the rear basically, and then you overheat the tires too much, and then everything just gets worse and worse. And with the 2 sets in Q3, it just got worse and worse again. So normally with less fuel in the car in Q3, you should do better, but I went slower, so that's not the way to go. And that results in the 7th spot on the grid.
But Danny Ricciardo said you, Felipe and him all live in the same apartment building in Monaco. He's looking forward to an intra-team or intra-building battle on the track tomorrow. Who's going to come out on top? He says you've got the biggest apartment as well.
Yeah, and I got the party lights, so they can join me.
You'll be the one celebrating.
Well, if I'm in front, yes.
Brilliant.